Sheldon, how did the weather, I guess, today impact anything you guys were doing?
It didn't necessarily impact what we were doing. It was up in the air, frankly, on whether or not we were going to practice at all. We had a number of guys that were having challenges getting here. Ultimately, guys ended up getting here at various times. Some missed their meeting, some showed up right just in time, and some were just as we got on the ice. So we were up in the air about what we could actually accomplish on the ice, but ultimately everybody got here time for practice, and we were able to get done most of what we had intended to do. But it was definitely a strange day, and one which we were, sort of, telling our guys, with the challenges of the weather and that we didn't need anybody forcing their way here in unsafe conditions, but ultimately they were able to find their way here safe and sound, and we got some, that appropriate level of work done.
When you're weighing whether or not to pull a plug on a day like this, what's the thought process there?
Well, I was just trying to get a feel for what guys are going through to get here. All of the staff was here quite early this morning, as we always are, and it was not a fun commute in. Most of our staff, coaches and trainers and such live a lot further outside the city than the players do, so I wasn't expecting a lot of issue for our players, but we did have some guys with significant challenges, but they're able to work it out. Different people, picked up guys that couldn't get out of their driveways and stuff like that. So it was an eventful morning, as I'm sure it was for anybody that had to commute today, but luckily everybody got here safely. Hopefully everybody gets home safe and can find their way through this.
Next, we'll go to Lance Hornby with the Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Lance.
Hi, Sheldon. The Atlantic Division, Boston, Florida, Tampa Bay, everyone's doing well. Does that sort of underline the tough division you're in? Not that you didn't know that going in, but all those teams have been turning it on.
Yeah, I missed part of your question there, Lance, but I think I got the gist of it. Yeah, we're well aware we're in a division where we're surrounded by elite teams that are rolling and don't lose very often. I mean, I think we looked at it yesterday. We're 7-2-1 in our last 10 games, but over that span have actually lost ground on Boston. Or sorry, I should say they've gained ground on us. That's just the nature of the way the division is going. Obviously, Florida and Tampa don't lose very often. We've been fortunate to stay up with them, but it just, despite the fact there's a lot of season left, you can't take days off, can't take nights off. That's why it was frustrating, obviously, that we gave up those points on the road like we did, whether it was giving up a lead or giving up 2 points in Arizona. Those are tough points. Those are things that you have to be able to find your way to get your share of points every single night, because everybody around you is not giving you any room to breathe. And I think that's a very healthy thing for our team, that we can't take nights off. Every game matters. There's a lot of runway left here, but for a team like ours that's trying to maintain high standards in our play and get back to playing the level that we were before the break, the fact that the teams around us aren't giving us that room to breathe, I think that's a good thing for our group.
Really quickly, are you in a position to give any update injury to Joseph Wall and to Josh Hosang after the last game?
I don't have updates on either player, no.
Next, we'll go to Joshua Cloak with The Athletic. Go ahead, Joshua.
Hey, Sheldon, continuing with the Marlies trend. The Marlies have won 6 games in a row, and Greg Moore is approaching his first 100 games as an AHL coach. What have you noticed about what Greg has done lately to help have the team, or kind of guide the team towards the success they're having?
I can't speak specifically, obviously, to anything recent, because I don't get the chance to see what's going on there every day, and haven't seen the team play much here since they've come back from Christmas, and as we've been going. But Greg's a guy I think that works extremely hard. He's very prepared. I think he takes a very positive and productive approach to player development. He's about making the players better and doing so in an environment that's going to teach them structure and game habits and tactics, but also one that encourages them to make plays and challenge themselves offensively. He's had a number of challenges there this season, like any coach has, with COVID and injuries and call-ups and taxi squad and all these different things. And they've done a good job there of dealing with that. And I do know that the players that have come up to play with us, whether it's, the Andersons and Seenies of the world, or Steves, and all the way down to, to Rubens and Biega, these guys have come in and done a good job for us. So that's really what you're looking to see from your minor league team, is that A, players are getting better, and B, when you need them, that they're ready to play. And they've done that. And that's a credit to Greg and his coaching staff down there, with AJ McLean and John Snowden and their group have done a really good job.
Next, we'll go to David Alter from the Hockey News. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Sheldon, what's been your assessment of Jake Muzzin's game since coming back from the pause?
I would say it's been pretty similar to where it was before the pause. Not to the level that he has shown in the league, and has some inconsistencies in each game, yet is still a very valuable player for us and takes on very difficult minutes, huge part of our penalty kill, our most physical defenseman by far. So he's doing lots of really good things, but I think there's been some inconsistencies there, particularly with the puck, and that's when things have gone bad for him. But he's as committed and as aware of his as committed as anyone to improving and working at his game, and as aware of what he's going through, and the fact that he's got more to give us and better to give us as anybody on our team. So I'm not worried about that aspect of it, but certainly something we've continued to talk about.
And just for clarity purposes, because I don't know if anyone was able to go to practice, but you said everyone was there. Was there anyone who wasn't there due to injury, aside from the couple of guys or three guys that have been on COVID protocol over the last couple of days?
Yeah, those three were the only ones absent, and then didn't make it to the facility and participate in the day.
Next, go to Luke Fox from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Luke.
Hi, Sheldon. Why do you think there has been some inconsistencies in Jake Muzzin's game this season?
Hard to say. It's hard to pinpoint that. Hard to pinpoint it. It's something that we're looking at and talking about. But I think that on. With Muzz, you got to look at the fact that he does a lot of really good things. And I even went through it the other night. I thought he had a tough night in St. Louis, but I went through it, and there's a lot of great moments in that game where he kills plays and eliminates guys and is physical and knocking guys on their ass and getting us moving the other way. There's a ton of things that have gone well for him. I think that he's capable of carrying the load as a veteran defenseman for his partner and for his D pair. But some inconsistencies with his pairing, I think, haven't helped. And that's been something we've talked a lot about, whether it's Hall or Liljegren or whatever we've worked through. We've changed the pairings up with Brody and that's like that all contributes to it. But there's been some tough moments that really stand out with the puck. But at the same time, as I'm saying, he takes on as hard minutes as anybody on our team. We're a team that's won a lot of hockey games this season, and we're not doing that if Muzz is taking on those minutes that he is.
And regarding your division, how much is it explicitly talked about the desire to win the division, to come first in the Atlantic to set you up for the playoffs? Is that something discussed?
It's not something we talk about often. We don't look about or discuss the standings very often, but it's something that has been discussed certainly since day one of camp, that our goal is to win the division, and we feel like we should. We're well aware of the elite teams around us and just how challenging it is through 82 games to maintain that level of play, to be able to be at the top. But we want to win every single game, and we feel like we have an opportunity to win every game with the team that we have. So yeah, absolutely, the goal is to win the division.
We'll go back to Mark Masters for one more.
Sheldon, as Dave mentioned, I don't think anyone was there to watch from the media today. Can you give us a sense of what you focused on at today's practice, what you feel you were able to accomplish?
Yeah, a few different things. They coming off a day off, so we wanted to get our guys lots of touches offensively today, and we worked at different things from our rush and ozone play, and went through our neutral zone defending and structure, and did a lot of focus on defending and around our net, which was a big area of focus for us through the road trip. One area that we were not at the level that we expect our guys to be at and where we were at before the break. So we worked at that today. It's something we'll continue to work at tomorrow as well, because we got to get that cleaned up in a hurry. But that was really it. We finished once again with some conditioning work at the end of practice again. And that's really it. Like I said, it's a bit of a funny day for us today, because we were bouncing back and forth about what to do and what we were going to be able to accomplish. But ultimately, we're happy with the work we got in.